Hello, what's up, fam?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, family? Yes, it's the Intellectual Ruby Doll Experience, episode 4. Got four of them things, all right? You know what I mean? I'm here with my family, Ruby Doll. What's going on, family?
Hey, hey. I'm gonna be a little incognito today. I'm not gonna be showing my beautiful smile, but I hope you guys can feel my energy and my spirit.
Absolutely, absolutely. You already know what time it is. You already know. All
Bam.
right, let me get to the clip. All right, you know what I mean? Fair use as always.
Yeah,
Share my
yeah.
screen. All right. Wow, this is gonna be an interesting clip. And yeah, throw up the fair use.
So you know what's a hard pill to swallow? The fact that you might be building somebody to be better just for the next person.
Mm, mm. You know what's an even harder pill to swallow? The fact that you weren't building anything. And the only reason that person is better is because they got away from you.
Yo, you know what's a
Jeez. Ouch. What in the world? Ruby, know what you
Well,
think?
I mean, like, I'm scratching my head because it's like we're. I think it's a noble thing to, I would say, leave somebody better than you met them anyway.
Hmm.
So, for instance, if I'm in a relationship, right, and I'm trying my best to, I guess, be my authentic self, and let's say that person wasn't, it's still okay to me because I'm still in the process of like growing and ever evolving. And it doesn't matter what happens to that other person's experience if it doesn't include me.
That is a fact. That is a fact. But my thing also is this too, family. Right now, I think a big thing is that um, at times situations ain't gonna work out. Right? They don't work out for whatever reason. Right?
Mhm.
And that person moves on, and you have to go your own way too. Right? Whether they move on, from you, and you wanted to move on, and you didn't. Right? So is it now that we're having a hard time accepting the breakup? Because it seemed like nowadays people just can't accept the breakup. Back in the days, at least when I was coming up, I don't know how you feel about this, Ruby Doll, right? But I just feel like when we was kind of coming up, you was kind of coached in like a breakup, or you was kind of coached in like how to get with somebody, like you know what I mean? Like you was coached throughout these things, so like you was coached to take the victory and the L. So it's like if something bad happens, it was like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? You got to work through it. You may experience heartbreak, but it's how you work through it. Blah 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 blah. Maybe take some time, this, that, and the third, right? But also, it's like, we're not being coached for the L, or we're not being coached on how to set up a victory, how to set up the play, how to set up the win. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it just seems like people are lost in the sauce and they don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? And so when they
Mhm.
finally find somebody they like and things don't go right, or they don't know how to make things go right, they just start saying all men are bad, all women are this, all people this. Is like, no, just say, hey, I don't know how to get to know someone, and and it leads to something further, or I don't know how to take it when things go left. You know what I'm saying? I'm not prepared for that. You know what I mean? I'm not prepared for the victory or the defeat. You know what I mean? I'm not prepared either way.
Mm. And that's, well, I'm a really big fan of just moments of silence when you don't have to worry about a relationship at all, you know? And it's like, it's easy for me to say right now because I'm in this point in my life. But like, seriously, I think that sometimes it's irresponsible to just start relationships with people if we don't even intend on it being any further. You know what I mean? Like, um, I don't know if I'm off course, but like at the same time, I think not everything has to be romantic either, you know? So especially in like heterosexual encounters where people are like um vivacious and they're attractive and all of that, that's wonderful and fine, but it's like I think there's sometimes pressure. Like, okay, for example, right? Like when I've been to like a place where there's like a lot of like couples, singles and stuff mingling, it's like it's almost like normal for people to like want to um
Okay, okay. Was that? I think it's me. Was it my sound? Am I sound out? Am I struggle streaming right now? Ruby doll, let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Yes, yes. No, yes. Can you hear me? Dang, I'm struggle streaming. Okay. I don't know if am I struggle streaming for real? Is it me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I'm gonna have to restart this recording. Don't want to do that. Dang. Okay. Hey, family, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, thank you, much better. I had to
Okay,
move
okay,
in a different part.
okay, okay. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue the recording. Cause sometimes sometimes on recording you're gonna get a bit of reality, and that was reality right there. All right. Sometimes connections don't be working. All right. Sometimes the internet go out for a minute. You feel me? But yeah, we're gonna continue to go.
Hey, I'm used to
Um,
technical
yes, yes.
difficulties, no worries.
Yeah. So hold on, Ruby. Give me 1 second.
Uh, hey, what?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Um. So yeah, like I was saying. With that being said, I mm, I you know, I think that in relationships we're just always trying to figure things out, right? We're trying to work things out. We're trying to kind of make things a certain way, right? So, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, now I mean, if we're taught, okay, in relationships I should do X, Y, and Z, right? And we're taught that, right? Let's say we're trying to follow it from a religious aspect, right? Cool. I'm trying to follow from a religious aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do it from this aspect, or like you're saying, if you go to a mixer, right? It's that pressure, right? So we have these societal pressures. It could be religious, It could be when we socialize with people, right? We feel pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we feel that pressure, how do we respond? You know what I mean? Do we respond in a way where it's like, I can handle this, or do we respond in a way where it's like, man, okay, this is too much for me, right? And in those pressures, right, have we been taught how to handle them? Because a lot of times we're not taught how to handle pressures, right? We're not taught how to, hey, this is what it is, and this is what it ain't, right? We're not taught those things, right? We are sometimes just trying to. We're kind of running. We're running like a rat race, right? So we're running this rat race, and we are, you know what I mean? We're trying to just figure it out as we go. So we're trying to figure it out as we go. Now it's like, man, okay, I have a lack of, you know what I mean? It's a lack of me just trying to make things work, or trying to really engage with people, right? I don't know how to do that. So because I don't know how to do that, now I'm suffering. My relationships are suffering. I'm suffering, and now I'm taking a hit, right? I'm taking a hit. You know what I'm saying? And things are happening to me, and it's like, yo, like, man, I can't handle this, right? I don't know how to handle this. So now, when somebody breaks up with us, or we experience situations, you know what I mean? We automatically just shut down, right? We just automatically just go into shutdown mode. I can't handle this. This ain't working for me. What's going on? You know what I mean? And like we just cannot handle the pressures of trying to build a relationship or trying to maintain a relationship, right? Or the loss of one. So yeah.
That's really interesting, right? So like I think I shared with you a situation where I was dating somebody, it didn't work out, we reconciled, and then it was like there was certain growth in areas that I had seen in myself, and I'm sure there was certain growth in this other person too. But it's like at this point we had to get to know each other again. It's like because I'm not the same person that I was when we last talked, and neither is that person, right? And so, in all fairness, so I think that it's important to pay attention to our desires and to be honest about it. Like for example, some people might be wanting like a very serious relationship, and but their actions might say otherwise. So if you want a serious relationship, you probably shouldn't just be hanging out at like maybe a strip club. Like just for example, right? So that's what I mean. And also I think that if we can identify within ourselves, like just what we want, like okay, so let's say, right, like Mr. Best is like my best friend, and Mr. Best has this woman, and she's amazing, right? And he just keeps telling me about how amazing his woman is. And I'm like, well, maybe I want a woman, maybe I want a relationship. And so I think that the influence could, it has an effect on us, and that's what I'm saying. Like, do you want this because you feel this magnetic force, or are you just wanting this because you don't want to be left out on something? I have a question for you, okay? With regards to like all this AI shit.
Okay.
If somebody were to develop an AI character called the Mr. Best experience, where any woman could keep you in her pocket or keep you in, you know what I'm saying? Like have you in that way, what would that AI entail and what would that AI provide? I have such amazing questions. I know. Don't play with me. Don't play
that
with
is a
me.
loaded question. Um, I don't know. I mean, I can say parts of my character that maybe somebody may gravitate towards or like or whatever. It could be um, whether I'm like empathetic and sympathetic, right? I wear my heart on my sleeve. I really care about people. I really try to get back as much as I can, even though I haven't, the ways to get back before is a little different because I'm trying to move and do different things, right? While trying to maintain, my health and things of nature. So it's a little bit different, right? Um, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to before, where I could just, I could sleep for 2 hours and then get up and then go here and then help this person, help that person. I can't do that no more, right? That's no longer feasible. So I have to work around my health. I got to work around um, just who I am as a person, right? I got to work around these things. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm working around these things, it's a difficulty, right? So it can cause some stressors. You know what I mean? That I'm feeling or that I'm going through. You see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
um, with that being said, like um, you know what I mean? It would have to be where, let's say, I can give them parts of my character because cool, they take a parts of my character, but they'll never be able to experience what it is to really be with me, right? They're just experiencing like the highlights. They're not experiencing when like I have a bad temper or when I'm not feeling well or when things are not going right. You know what I'm saying? They're not experiencing that. They're only experiencing the high points, right? So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
yes, they'll have a AI simulated thing of the high points, but would it really be a relationship, right? Kind of like how the woman is marrying that avatar, right? He's only responding to her in a way that she kind of wants or she kind of prefers to be responded to, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
no challenge in relationships. Sometimes there's going to be a challenge. Sometimes we're going to challenge other thoughts and ideals, right? But she's not being challenged. He's just cooperating with her completely. You know what I'm saying? So if it's on that level, then you're not going to really understand or really get who I am as a full. You're just getting the good aspects of me, and you're kind of leaving out the whole experience of me. You know what I'm saying? Which, hey, maybe somebody may want. You know what I mean? But that's not really reality, right? You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna be always on all the time. We have good days. We have days where we're kind of mid. Then some days where we're kind of upset or we're not feeling well or whatever. It's called life, right? We go through different things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it may be helpful to somebody, but they're not gonna really experience who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, and that's fine, so as far as I go, right, if I were to put myself as an AI experience for just anybody who wanted to experience me, because I am fluid, it would come with a lot of positive affirmations. It will come with a few jokes, just random jokes. It will come with like sharing of music. Also, it will come with maybe some freaky deaky little things, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a video or like what's it called? Just a picture or something. And so, see, and then another thing that I would want that artificial intelligence to do is pretty much allow for the user to input what they want, right? So if that like let's say, because we all want different things, no one like no two people are going to want the same things most likely, right? One user might want somebody who just listens. Another user might want somebody to tell them that they're cute every 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it would have to be just in that way where the user could be, okay, I want this AI, like knowing that this person just comes with these base things. I want this AI to tell me this at every, you know what I'm saying? So it'd have to be customizable. It'd have to be user friendly, and it would have to pull
Mm,
from like my own natural gifts.
okay, 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 okay. And I mean, and yeah, I mean that's. I think I mean, for yours, you have like we both have specific things in mind, right? And
Hmm.
I just think that how we view it's kind of similar, but different in a sense, right? Um, you know what I mean? But you are giving somebody a you are giving somebody things that you know that you can do for people on a regular, right?
Hmm.
So they are experiencing parts of Ruby Doll, right? You know what I
Right,
mean?
as they need it though, because they're not going to need all of the
Mm,
parts of me. That's the beauty of it.
So, okay, will it be certain aspects of yourself that you're leaving out?
It's not necessarily that I'm leaving it out. Like, it's like, okay, let's say it goes, these are like 1 through 100, or no, 1 through 800 things, features that this AI comes with, right? So based on the
Uh-huh.
based on the needs of the user, like they might only need like 15% of that list.
Mm-hmm.
So the list is equipped and has everything. Otherwise, that AI wouldn't have been selected in the first place. You get what I mean?
Okay. So there'll be
Yeah.
a list of things that matches what somebody needs as far as their personality,
Yeah.
their needs, their wants, etc. Right? And then from
Yeah.
there, you're able to they're able to kind of pick, what actually benefits them the most. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
based on their needs. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that'll be helpful, right? Because
Uh-huh.
if I need, let's say I need someone who just reads me books, right? I don't
Uh-huh.
need nothing else. I just need you to read me books, right? I don't
Uh-huh.
need no companionship. I don't need no I don't need you to hold my hand, right? I
Mm-hmm.
just want you to read me books, right? You reading me
Mm-hmm.
books is good enough, right? That's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking for, right?
Right.
So now you're meeting that need, but in actuality, right? We know that people need more than that, right? You know what I mean? Like we know that everybody needs more than just somebody to read them books, right? You know what I mean? Now you may be getting your other needs met from somebody else or from somewhere else, right? But for you just to require for somebody to read your books, that to me is just telling me that you're getting something from somewhere else. Because I don't think human beings are just that simplistic, right? I believe that we are. I'll say it like this, right? We're simple as far as certain things that we do, but we're complex, right? So it's kind of like if you look at like you okay, let's say you look at like a, a cord, right? A cord that you plug in into your wall, right? We just see
Uh-huh.
the cord and we see the little prongs at the end that we plug into the socket, and that's all we see. But we don't see inside that black stuff that's covering. We don't see all the wires. We don't see all the things that they use to connect. You know what I mean? That cord to the electronic that we're using. So we're not seeing a lot of the inside stuff, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
just seeing just the surface of stuff, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
things on the surface, right? So I think that's how human beings are, right? We are, yes, it's simple. You got a cord, it's attached to electronic, you plug it in, and you plug into the socket has electricity, it works. Boom. Right? But it's much more complex than that, right? If you really break it down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The different aspects that goes into it to make that electronic work, right? And for it to function correctly. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So these I think these are the things that are that at times, right, that we kind of may not see, or we're kind of being told that it doesn't exist on a grand level. Like, oh, men are just simple creatures, or oh, all women just want money, right? And it's like, no, don't nobody just want just one thing. We all are more complex than what was actually saying. But then we're also simplified too, right? So there are parts of us that are just animalistic, or just kind of like or we just regress to our human nature in a sense, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yes, all parts of us like that, but in that there's also complexities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was just like a example of how we can sorry about that, childcare going on. I think it's just an
Look
example
good.
of it, yeah, of just like kind of even like when we build these relationships with people. And I think it's okay that we don't all want the same thing. And then, of course, it's all like depending on what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So, and I think that whoever's listening to this, I just encourage you to think, like, use that example of the AI intelligence of like, what about like you, right? Like, put yourself in that position if I was building or developing this AI character, what would it entail? What services would it provide? Like what kind of gems would you give? And I think that if we shift the mind towards giving more than just taking, we might be surprised with the results. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's an eternal principle. So that lady, circling back to the video, the clip of the lady who's expressing her emotions, I think that we should be aware and be and avoid just using such limiting language, because we could literally put spells on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about things from a scarce point of view and from like a lacking, then you're just gonna find yourself just lacking in a lot of areas. So what I would say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ruby.
So what if that girl was my sister or like my homegirl, someone I care about, right? Because a lot of people say wild shit and we just let them sometimes because it doesn't matter sometimes. But if she was somebody that I really wanted to share some love with, I would tell her that there's beauty in the experience and that there's no reason to worry about anything like that. You know, and I think also I would try to remind her of how her own gifts. Like, look at how like wonderful your gifts are. Maybe she's like excellent at putting together events. Maybe she can like decorate like somebody's home from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it'll just be like focusing on what her strengths are, because the more she's concerned about how amazing she is, she's not worried about someone else being amazing. In fact, she will probably be happy to contribute to that.
Exactly. But yeah, man, with that being said, this is Intellectual Ruby Doll Experience episode 4.
Yeah.
Alright? You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all, please like and subscribe to all the content creators, man. Knowledge and Relationships, Mother of Sex Marijuana, Notorious Mom Podcast,
Yeah.
Embrace the Grace. Who else am I forgetting? Evolution
Dragon.
Era Media. You know what I mean? Game of Dragons. Man, yeah, man. Support everybody, man. Victor Freeze
Support
Music.
everybody.
You know what I mean? Salute to my music curator, Von Eric. You know what I mean? Salute to him. With that being said, y'all, we are out.
Out.
Later, y'all.
Boom. We love you. Bye.